The shocking reality: what your narcissist ex expects you to suffer after the discard. Hey everyone, good you returned to our station. Today, we will discuss a crucial topic: what a narcissist typically believes will happen to you following their dumping of you. This is a really crucial subject that will assist you to grasp the dynamics of these kinds of relationships. Before we go into the details, I would want you to show everyone who could be experiencing the same thing this movie. Understanding these behaviors helps one to make the experience far less agonizing. If you are considering a relationship from the past, this understanding will enable you to grasp many of the unresolved issues. Some people are so nasty to others that one finds it difficult to comprehend how they could be that way. Still, knowing why a narcissist does what they do will help you to better grasp narcissism. Never let a narcissist rule you or employ other people as tools in their merciless games. They are operating this way on intention. They have definite objectives they wish to meet by means of this. Though many believe narcissists do these acts unintentionally, the truth is they know what will happen, and even more frighteningly, they don't care. That's so because they usually want for the outcomes of their actions. They aim to deliberately bring suffering and anarchy, not only lack of concern. Let's get right to the details of what the narcissist demands of you following the discard. 1. For best impact, when should one toss the ball? Usually, a narcissist would leave you when you are most vulnerable, when things are worst in your life. This could occur during major crises or during a celebration of a significant event like a birthday or Christmas. Usually planned to have the biggest emotional impact on you, the discard causes shock and heartbreak. The narcissist most certainly knows exactly what they intend to do long before they act. By rearranging their money or shifting objects, they might have spent time preparing for this, even if you were unaware of it. Simultaneously, you would not have realized what would happen since, in the days before the trash, they typically behave gently and cautiously. The abrupt shift from affection to rejection is supposed to startle and upset you even more. This severe aggression during the discard is mostly used to make the narcissist feel even more significant. Their urge to be important strongly relates to the degree of suffering they can bring about. Your degree of suffering upon their departure exactly reflects your belief of the front they provide. They like upsetting other people. Hence, this kind of manipulation helps them to feel better about their own sense of power. If you are still in great agony following a breakup with your narcissist, it reveals the significance of this person in your life. They have worn a mask, a fake version of themselves, that has been really successful and potent. Being around you has made the narcissist powerful, and, in a sense, joyful since this disguise has been regarded as real. This is a somewhat disturbing fact, since their sense of power directly relates to your suffering. To be clear, the narcissist sees better about himself when you're in suffering. Though it sounds harsh, this is really common in the background. Their ego drives them to act in this nasty manner, which would look nearly wicked. Though they lack complete understanding of their cruelty, they are aware of what they are doing. 2. Dejected and hopeless. When someone leaves you, it can feel like you are lost in a vast desert without means of escape. Indeed, this is exactly what a narcissist does. They cause emotional isolation. Some people could feel totally alone, as though they have left you in a frightening situation with no support. Their abrupt and severe leaving will be difficult for you to manage, since they may have devalued you and damaged your self-esteem during the relationship. Those who have been abandoned in the past, that of a parent or a close friend in their life, may find this extremely disturbing. You might have even requested the narcissist to let you know whether they were about to go so you could make ready, and sought consolation from them. Often leveraging your prior wounds against you, Narcissists will exploit these shortcomings to aggravate your suffering. I know many of you could find this behavior difficult to grasp. By the end of this session, hopefully you will be beginning to see that narcissists have somewhat different values than you do. Though most would say they abide by moral and ethical guidelines, many do not. I think there are different groups of people, hence it is quite crucial to realize this. 3. Isolation and emotionally detached pushing away. When a narcissist dumps you, they want you to experience intense loss and emotionally retreat. By now, you might have felt increasingly isolated and turned to the narcissist for approval and support. You are ready to follow their direction as they have taught your thinking to depend on their approval. Simply said, the narcissist has seized your mental health. One typical method they do is to tamper with your body's capacity for regulating the flow of feel-good hormones. Although they rely on others to control their emotions, you have trained you so extensively that you nearly match them. They have cut you off from friends, interests, and your own capacity to be content about your marriage. This makes them aware that you will go into a major mental collapse when they go. Though you may not know it at the moment, they know they have brought you mental highs. You can be perplexed by why you feel so extremely depressed, even if the connection was frequently nasty. This experience is comparable if you abruptly quit using drugs. Your body has grown accustomed to the mental highs the narcissist offers. Thus, without them, you feel empty and lost. 4. They wish you to ask for their coming back. Dumping you, a narcissist expects you to beg and plead with them to come back. They want you to pursue them and ask them questions like, "Why did you leave me? What happened? What did I do wrong?" You can say things like, "Please tell me. Can we work this out? I just need closure." Many individuals like me have experienced this terrible state of desperation. Looking for what I refer to as narcissistic supply, narcissists return to the person I had avoided. They want to know how you feel since it will empower them. Isn't it terrible? You're suffering and need strengthen them. Narcissists essentially believe that many people will come racing after them and ask for at least some sort of closure or interpersonal reconciliation. They are ready to run after you and enjoy your concern for them. 5. The foundation of the Hoover. The discard is more startling and unexpected the longer you wait for closure or hope for the narcissist to return. This protracted wait can cause you to enter an emotional twilight and slow down your healing process. The longer you stay like this, the longer the narcissist can keep you on the shelf, ready to be taken back should their fresh supply prove less than expected. 6. Their say doesn't last. Despite their clear rejection of you and negative remarks about you, calling you the worst person ever, you should not accept anything a narcissist says about you. Although their English can be sharp and hostile, it changes most of the time rapidly. Although they may believe what they say right now, this is just temporary. While perceiving you as their enemy, the last discard can persist for weeks or even months, and they might be thinking about someone else. Though their cruel comments may not represent a permanent truth, it is crucial not to take them to heart. Like if they were merely rearranging furniture in a room, narcissists often modify their opinions and feelings toward other people. Every week they might pick one person above another. The next week they might not choose that person at all. Their unpredictable actions reveal that they view relationships as interchangeable rather than as vital bonds. This helps one to keep in mind that their remarks are often brief and do not represent a set viewpoint. 7. Maximizing the remaining advantages. Narcissists may want to maximize any advantages they did not acquire from the relationship. For instance, if you protested their behavior, they might have chosen to eliminate you, especially if they have fresh supplies available. The discard could be seen by them as a wise decision that will benefit their employment, personal life, or another sphere of activity. Should they not feel as though they have everything they could have wanted from you, they may temporarily avoid you, then return. This may be the final hoover. They will most likely check your changed friendliness and compliance on this return. By asking you to complete tasks like signing documentation or making financial contributions to their companies, they could be able to gauge your preparedness to support them. They might be expecting you to hand over authority over your possessions. Using what appears to be the last chance to regain control of you, a narcissist might want to know how much you would be ready to give back in order to retrieve them. They fuel their urge to be in charge and dominate by controlling you, so obtaining more of the benefits they came into the partnership for first purpose. 8. Hoping you would struggle with new relationships. A narcissist understands that following an extremely nasty breakup, you will not be ready for a new relationship for some time. For them, these expectations are appropriate since they help them to feel good about their prior actions. From their distorted perspective, this helps to justify their belief that they are God's gift to the world, so rendering them superior to all others. Are you kidding? How can someone act this way? You might wonder yourself. The narcissist is aware that you are a genuine person with emotions and capacity for empathy toward others. They are aware that your mental health will directly suffer from the degree of harshness in the disposal. If it hurts a lot, you will find it more difficult to move on from the split and date someone else. Sometimes narcissists create such great suffering that people choose they never want to be in another relationship evermore. Let not your ego determine your course in life. They fail to depict the nature of people as we know them. What they did is quite horrible and might have long-lasting consequences. 9. Rising ahead from your emotional fallout. Since they were mean, narcissists may find enjoyment in witnessing the negative events. They might want you to struggle with the mental suffering, perhaps lose your job, or wish to get in more and more contact with them. Though they have blocked you or ceased corresponding with you, they want you to follow them. This conduct could make you uncomfortable and make you feel as though you should keep in constant contact with them, by phone, email, or even by house visit. Changing from being their hero to feeling totally neglected can be quite distressing. Those who have experienced this type of psychological abuse often feel as though their mental health is on the verge of collapse. When someone deliberately and viciously emotionally absent, they can go insane and act in ways unlike themselves. These are exactly what narcissists enjoy. They love bringing disturbance and disruption. Regarding this news, kindly let everyone you know who might be experiencing a difficult situation with a narcissist. Seeing you hurt can cause quite severe pleasure as well. They might even find delight in the idea that what they see as pestering could result in legal action. This is a terrible approach to fool people, and it aggravates their mental harm even more. Apart from that, narcissists usually perceive your shortcomings as their own. They could claim you're different today than when they met you, or that you're mistaken. The first time they met you, they would say you were a good person, but now that they know more about you, they would claim you are false or damaged. They act real and strong, trying to prove that their way of life is better than yours, thereby making you appear weak and sad. Their manipulation revolves mostly on this projection. They inflict you great emotional and mental suffering, then they delight in watching how their behavior makes you feel. They like seeing you struggle and use your suffering to support the lies they tell themselves about you and themselves, so they treat you in such a nasty manner. They want you to feel like a less significant version of yourself, so they may feel even better about themselves. 10. Item moving failure across. When they first meet you, a narcissist most likely isn't having a great time in their own life. Often, they are leaving a difficult circumstance or have gotten themselves into problems since they cannot consider what will happen should they do what they wish to do. These consequences could eventually catch up with them and cause them to feel uneasy or lost. Conversely, when they meet you, you might be doing really nicely. You might have been successful, worked hard in your life, and now feel ready to discover a deserving relationship. The narcissist may say, "I want some of that," when they see how consistent and decent you are. They perceive your positive qualities as something they may utilize to gain what they need. Once they get near you, nasty people will often try to diminish your good traits or seize them as their own. They want everything from you, even your success and security. They consider these positive qualities as possessions that one can claim and pass on. They thus attribute your mistakes to their own. When they can reject you cruelly and harshly, they feel fantastic, since it leaves you feeling damaged and heartbroken. The more messy you look, the more of a control and damage they can inflict on you will empower them. When seeking peace or answers, this dynamic is particularly tricky since it could be interpreted as pestering. Your attempts to comprehend what's going on could assist the narcissist's narrative that you are unstable or crazy. This permits them to escape owning their own blunders while concentrating on your successes by means of lies against you. Their displacement effect causes them to feel strong when they see you fail. Seeing you in agony and seeing how much you hurt makes them stronger. It provides them with a boost of self-worth and power, which helps the evil within feel better for a small period. From their distorted perspective, if you are struggling, it indicates that they are better than you. Particularly if they knew how much you were loved before to their entering your life, they feel good about themselves since they brought this person down. Having stated that, especially when the narcissist wants to discard a close partner, it is rather crucial to understand that they are intending to make you feel these things. Although family or friends can sometimes engage in this type of behavior, it is most typical in romantic circumstances. Consider this when you wonder, why would anyone do this? Remember that a narcissist is not just anyone. Their personality condition causes them to yearn for cruelty. Driven by a demonic force that enjoys other people's suffering and finds great power and significance in their deeds, their behavior is. I appreciate you investing the effort to deepen your knowledge of this difficult topic. Should this material be of use to you, kindly like, discuss, share, and subscribe to obtain further. By your involvement, those who might be experiencing similar issues get support and realize they are not alone.